Alright, in my last video for Blender I did one leg. This one I'm going to attempt to do two legs onto this shape. The shape's already here. I'm not going to go through making the shape with you, but now I'm going to go through the bone part. So I'm in object mode and I'm going to add a bone. Boom. I'm going to do this like the manual way. And let me take that bone and move it. So I'm going to press G and I'm going to move it on the Z axis. So I press Z and then I just move it up, and I'm going to say that this is kind of like the hip bone. So put it right here, and then I'm just going to stretch it out the top of it. Edit mode. Let's zoom in a little. I'm just going to take this tip here and stretch it up to fill in that space. And does this guy have, yeah, it doesn't really have any joints there. It does, but that's not the bone I'm going to try to edit anyway. What I want to edit are these legs. So this is going to be the root bone. All right. Now I'm going to do is add another bone. Bam. And I'm going to select the whole thing of it and just move it up. And this one, I'm going to rotate it. This is going to go down one of the legs here, starting from here. Rotate a little bit more, pressing R. There, that looks straight. Now I'm just going to select the tip of it and stretch that out to fill the whole thing. And then I'll subdivide it so that I could have like a knee there. All right, so this is kind of like the one bone thing, except I'm not even going to bother with a foot. All right, just trying to make a creature here. So now with these bones in place, let me just not look at the cube and just look at the bones. And let me see how these bones are set up right now. They're not connected. This bone here is doing its own thing, and these bones here, I press R, they're doing their own thing. But I want this to be the parent for these guys. So I'm going to select, I got to go to edit mode, and this bone, I want this to be the parent. So I'm going to say parent make and keep the offset. Bam. And now I have that line, just like I did when I did the single leg. So now if I go to pose mode and I select this bone and press R, there, they're reacting with each other. Okay, great. Now I'm just going to add the IK so that this one could bend like a knee. So I go to edit mode and select the tip, and I'm just going to extrude out a controller. Oh, let's go to the view that I had in the beginning. So I'll say E, and this is going to be my IK bone thing. So this guy, I'm going to disconnect. I'm going to clear the parent, and then I'll select the IK bone start there and go to pose mode. And my easy way was I just press Shift I to activate the bone. And now we can see that this yellow line is going all the way to the hip. And just like in the single leg, I want to go to the bone constraints and just have it only operate on these first two bones here. So now if I were to try to move this bone, it's going to bend that right there. So the way I do want it to bend is up. I don't want it to bend down necessarily. I want it to bend up. So what I'm going to do, let me press escape, is go to edit mode. I'm going to try this trick again. When it bends, I want it to bend forward. So I'm just going to look at this from the top view here. Switch to that side. And I'll say this is forward, see, so it's above the red. And then from the front view, no, that's not it. From this view, when I want it to bend, I want it to bend up. So I will just have this slightly up like this. So now let me see what happens when I go to pose mode and I move this bone around. it's bending up like kind of the way I want it to. All right, so the bones set up. This is one side. Now I just need the other side. So let me show my mesh again. And how will I get the bones on this side since I made them over here already? Let me select these and armature duplicate. Bam. Then, okay, now I have it in my possession. Getting closer. Okay, that's the duplicate, and now mirror on the X. Okay, let's move over again. So G, X, and position. Bam. I don't know. I think I got the two legs. Let's see here. If I go pick this one and go to pose mode, let's see if this is working. So I will just grab it and bend it. Okay, that's good. So let's go to object mode, and now let's connect the mesh and the bones. So let me pick the mesh, and then I will pick the bones, and then I will right click and parent with automatic weights. Good. And now I'll go back to pose mode and see what happens here if I do some posing and the mesh bends. All right, cool. Good. Escape. And there we go. I got that working. I got two legs. Whoop-de-doo.